ATV News Break.
Good Monday morning, everyone. I'm Phonse Jessome with the latest from the ATV News Center. An appeal begins today in the case of one of three men convicted in the Sydney River McDonald's murders in 1992. That and more coming up, but first, a check at the weather map. Cool northerly winds will keep temperatures down across the region today. In a few areas, there will be isolated showers where those winds blow on shore. Those of you living in Prince Edward Island and northeastern Nova Scotia are most likely to see those showers, but for the most part, it will be a cool, dry fall Monday. In the news, the Nova Scotia Supreme Court will look closely at the videotaped confession obtained from Derek Wood during an appeal hearing today. The 21-year-old Cape Breton man is serving 3 concurrent life sentences for his role in the 1992 Sydney River McDonald's murders. Today, lawyers will argue the legal issues surrounding Wood's confession. Defense lawyers believe all police questioning should have stopped when Wood said he wanted to talk to his lawyer. That occurred only moments before he confessed. At his trial last year, the judge allowed the confession to be admitted as evidence. Wood is one of 3 Cape Breton men convicted in that crime. Well, it seems a little out of season, but officials in New Brunswick are worried about forest fires. Nearly 24 forest fires are burning around New Brunswick because of unusually dry fall conditions.
We have about 22 fires burning in New Brunswick right now. Most of those are being patrolled, but the situation is pretty dangerous, and the threat of more fires is there.
The Department of Natural Resources is asking the public to stay out of the woods because of a ban on campfires. As well, industrial operations are being restricted in that province with a ban on all woods work between noon and 6 o'clock each day. A fire broke out last night at the old General Hospital complex in St. John. The blaze started in the main part of the abandoned hospital. 2 ladder trucks managed to put out the fire, which officials now say they believe was deliberately set.
A lot of debris burning. The building is not combustible. This building is not of combustible material. It's all concrete and brick, but the paint will burn on the walls if there's enough heat, and the debris that's in there. So whoever's setting the fire, they're setting this debris in fire.
There are no reports of any injuries in the blaze. It's the latest fire to hit that building. The old nurses complex burned to the ground earlier this year. As well, there have been concerns about safety after 2 firefighters were injured while working in the building. During last night's fire, firefighters were ordered out of the building because of safety concerns. 3 men and 1 woman have been charged after a South End Halifax after-hours club was raided this past weekend. All 4 have been charged with keeping liquor for sale in a club without signage at the Inglis Street area. Police say no drugs were found, nor was there any evidence of teenage drinking involved in that raid. Well, many of us will be seeing new faces at our municipal buildings after this weekend's municipal elections across Nova Scotia. The election signs are now coming down, and those who won are savoring the victory on this Monday morning. Halifax has a new mayor. Walter Fitzgerald upset incumbent Moira Descharmes in the vote.
No stone is going to be left unturned, no avenue not explored to get the city moving and growing and giving people a good feeling that things good are happening for Halifax.
What do you say to critics who say, well, you're an old-time politician, that this might mean a return to old-time politics?
Well, I'm certainly not an old-time politician. I think I'm a modern politician.
In Dartmouth, where no one challenged Mayor Gloria McCluskey, fewer than 25% of eligible voters even cast a ballot on the weekend. In Bedford, Mayor Peter Kelly was re-elected by a wide margin, and voters in Bedford said no to amalgamating their police force.
Is there any legal requirement for the minister to pay attention to the plebiscite?
Legally, no. Morally, I'd say yes, she should.
Peter Kelly plans to present the results of that plebiscite to the Municipal Affairs Minister this week. There will be a familiar face returning to the mayor's office in Port Hawkesbury after the weekend election. Billy Joe McLean is the new mayor-elect. Despite an expense account scandal while a member of the provincial legislature back in 1986, McLean has managed to stay in the political ring. He's the mayor of Port Hawkesbury for the 2nd time. This isn't the first political comeback for Billy Joe McLean. After he was dumped by the provincial Tories in 1986, he ran and won as an independent in Inverness South. About 600 unionized workers at Hub Meatpackers in Moncton have a new contract. They voted 89% in favor of the company offer last night. The 2-year deal sees a 33-cent per hour increase in each year, with a one-time bonus of $700 for the first year and $500 in the second. That is your news to this hour. We will have another update at noon, and then your first full wrap on the region's stories on ATV News 1. Enjoy your Monday.